Today we talk about Shadows in the Dark, a new pre-programmed adventure by Dark City Games. Pre-programmed adventures. These are paragraph-based choose your adventure type of booklets that you can play by yourself as a solitaire game, so you just read through the paragraphs and you make your choices, or you can play it as an RPG type of game with up to 4 friends. Up to 4 characters can play the adventure, and each player uses a character. There is a player that reads the booklet and people make their decisions together. However, there is also a tactical component because combat is resolved on a map that comes with the game. This is only part of the map. The map is folded in 4 and it is in the Ziploc bag here. And so when there is an encounter, you move to the map, you place there the counters with your heroes and the monsters that you're fighting on the map. There are instructions on how the monsters behave, and then you just fight. And again, you can resolve that both in a solitaire, either in a solitaire situation or in an RPG co-op type of situation. Usually when I review games by Dark City Games, I do show you all the components, I show you the map and the counters, but this time I decided not to. I thought that this way I will not give away the type of encounters, monsters that you're going to face. I didn't want to give you spoilers. I realized that in my previous reviews I may have done a little bit of that simply by showing you the type of monsters that you're going to encounter. Of course, if you play solitaire, when you are cutting the counters that come uncut, you just see what they are, so you figure it out. But suppose that you want to play it as an RPG, then you are the narrator. You don't show the counters to the players, so they will have complete surprise. Not spoilers from me. Back to the booklet. Shadows in the Dark. This is a dark type of adventure, dark in terms of theme and atmosphere. The theme is pretty standard fantasy type of thing. Your party of heroes has been recruited to retrieve a mysterious idol that has been stolen, and it's unclear what type of property the idol may have, and the thief is presently hiding in a part of the land which is mysterious, uncharted, little known, where strange stuff happens, mysterious demons, ghosts, very dark, hellish type of encounters can be made. The party that tried to retrieve the idol before you did run away scared. They had to come back because they were too afraid of the environment. They were starting getting crazy. So it is a sort of very dark atmosphere that you have there. In a way, it reminded me of another adventure by Dark City Games, which is Gates to the Underworld, where that was justified by the fact that you were traveling in the underworld. You were literally exploring hell. Here you do not have that context, but you have very similar ideas, even though it is more generic. It's more like there is a land where for whatever reason there's bad stuff, mysterious mist with crazy monsters coming out of it, and you have to face that, which is not a bad thing per se. It is still an interesting type of setting, just a little generic. The adventure is not too hard to beat, not because of the encounters. The encounters can still be pretty tough. There are some tough monsters. There are some fights that you must resolve in several stages. You start to fight, something happens, then you resume the fight in other circumstances, which is pretty interesting and fun. It's not too hard in terms of solving the plot, that is, to finding the elements that you need to unlock success, to unlock victory. Like in other books of the series, you need to find a certain piece of information to find a certain item, and you find that certain item so that will allow you to win the game. You know, there are just several sub goals that you need to achieve before you complete the main one. I didn't find it was too hard to find what I needed to find in order to win the game, to complete the adventure. Other adventures by Dark City Games took me much longer, and I just had to try several times. Here I managed to solve the case, well, to win at my first try. which just means that the adventure is probably a little less challenging. It could be good if you want to introduce somebody new to the system, if you want to show the system to a friend that is unfamiliar with this type of things. You don't want the friend to be too frustrated because the party is just going through a dungeon forever without figuring out what to do next. I know that is a nice challenge for somebody who is a hardcore gamer. It can be very frustrating for the casual gamer. I don't think it is going to be too hard even for the casual gamer to win here, which of course can be good, precisely to entice somebody to play this type of game more. Component-wise, this is definitely the best adventure by Dark City Games, the best product. The illustration, you can already see, is just so nice, so atmospheric, so cool. Definitely much better than any other illustration I've seen on a cover by Dark City Games. And the quality of the paper and the printing of the booklet also is above average. The paper looks thicker, whiter, nicer. There are color illustrations in the book, which you didn't have before. I only saw black and white illustrations before, so it is definitely a nice, pleasant product. Overall, summarizing, this is a good adventure. It is not my favorite one because I like harder challenges with a more complex puzzle element in a way, but it is definitely also not my least favorite one. I've enjoyed it more than I've enjoyed other adventures. It is somewhere in between. It is a good one, not above average, not below when it comes to the gameplay experience. So it is one that I still enjoyed playing. As I said, it could be one that could be a good intro to the system, not because the rules are simpler or harder, they're the same ones, just because of the type of experience that it delivers. It is atmospheric, even though the atmosphere sometimes is a little generic. So overall, it is just a good, solid adventure. Also, it is the first adventure by Andrew Green, a new writer for the Dark City Games. This is the first adventure that this guy publishes. I think it is a good first effort and definitely a promising one.